Paul was aiming at something. If by any means I may attain, there's that word katanitiso. What is he trying to attain? What's his end game? What is Paul's great objective? He's trying to attain to the out resurrection, literally, ex anastasis. Anastasis is the word for resurrection. Ex is the preposition on the front there, meaning out from, advanced resurrection. I probably think the answer there, and it's disputed a little bit, but almost certainly is referring to the first resurrection. It's an advanced resurrection. There is also a second resurrection for all the rest of the dead in Revelation 20 verse 5, but this is the out resurrection, the first resurrection, which happens at the future parousia, and that gives me a chance to say that parousia is the Greek word for the second coming. Very often, as you know, in Paul and also in Jesus, the parousia is his second coming in glory. There are not two second comings. It is unfortunately a tragic error to say that Jesus could come back today in a pre-tribulation so-called rapture. When you say rapture and talk about that with your friends, you must define what you mean, because the word rapture has now been stolen by some dispensationalists. They've stolen that word rapture to mean a pre-Great Tribulation rapture. That's wrong. There's no Great Tribulation rapture. Jesus is going to come back once only. That's after the Great Tribulation. In connection with the wrath of God, he will come back, punish the world, and raise true believers of all the ages, including Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and the prophets. When you see them in the kingdom, Jesus, by the way, in that text I alluded to, he threatened his enemies there very severely. He said, when you see Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and the prophets in the kingdom and yourself being excluded from the kingdom, there'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth. The worst thing that can happen to you as a Christian is to be excluded from that future kingdom. The greatest thing that can possibly happen to you is to make it to that out resurrection. Let's call it the advanced resurrection. Only occurs once in the New Testament, that word.
Exanastasin. Remember that, folks.
Yes.
That's your Christian hopes. I love that word. Yeah.
Luke 14:14, the resurrection of the just, for you will be repaid, rewarded at the resurrection of the right people. Righteous is a heavy theological term, simply meaning you're right rather than wrong. You're justified. You know, we justify a margin. We make it straight. When you're justified, you're made straight rather than crooked by repentance and believing in the gospel of the kingdom. Mark 1:14-15.